This style of music was necessary for the time being. It gave me a little piece of information that I've always ran with, and that's to always keep the funk in everything I do.
Looking healthy within this trough, peak to trough, you're looking at 35 all the way down to $20, 1993, I believe it hit. But from $35 all the way down, this is your year in review. Calendar year, fiscal year, a little bit of wraparound. What is GameStop? You know, I had some guys in the chat earlier who said their cost average is $30 a share. When was the last time GameStop held $30 a share? It looks like they bought the peak. Then they came into the whole chat and they got real weak on them. Envoy says, Marantz, sadly I have to wait 23 days for your book. It's shitty to live in Germany, I suppose. Well, shit. Oh, you can't see the chart? My bad. My bad. You know what? I won't pull it up yet. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God you didn't see it. It looks so bad. Oh, my God. I'm so sad. No, really. Really, guys, stop it. So let's give you some info here. You know, the distraction of the world is Minnesota. Might be Candace Owens. I just got a tweet that came through to me about Candace calling Ian Carroll a bitch. Stop being a bitch. Oh, man, that's funny. But, you know, when you're sucking on the Similac, what are you going to do, bro? Honestly, you tailor make your information, you tailor make your presentation for clicks and views. Some of us just do the shit for the truth. I'm still waiting for the real freedom fighters out here. Is it just me and Tucker Carlson? Is that it? Just me and Tucker? That's it? Okay, cool. I guess, except, you know, I'm a one-man army. Speaking of army, you know, I was watching this announcement today from Trump and Netanyahu. They were sitting out in front, I don't know, some rose garden, I guess. I don't know what they were doing. They were talking about ceasefire at Hamas and how they're going to have to get a ceasefire in Gaza. And they were going to disarm and don't let Iran get a position. Don't let them get bigger and better. We're going to knock them down. And you know, I just have a question that I can't say out loud. But like, why is everything run through one side of this world? I can't say it out loud, but if you can read between the lines, I don't understand. Money? Cash moves everything around me. Is that cash revolves everything around me? Is that it? Cream, you know? I never listened to Wu-Tang growing up. It was trash-ass music. Still is, by the way. There's not a single Wu-Tang Clan song that I like. Not one, and I like music. Mainly because it's not music. It's trash, but there you go. There, anyway. These guys, I read a comment somewhere. They were telling me I can't be talking crap online because I got a Mario doll behind me. That's nostalgic for me. It's my son's favorite little stuffed animal. What do you got? Bro, you got some? What are these guys? Are these? I'm going to ask you guys something. Do you think these Hollywood hitmen, these crusaders online, these Twitter fingers, do you think these guys are like anti-children? Like I'm just asking because every time it's like, no, can't give away free stuff. Can't have the stuff in the background. I mean, just that's who these guys are, man. Anyway. So the big story in the world is silver. If you guys are not paying attention, these silver stackers are trading in their gold for silver, allegedly. How high is it going to go? There was a pullback today. What was it really a pullback? I mean, they're so gone in a way. If you guys are looking at the charts themselves, we'll go ahead and look at the ETFs that cover silver right now. We're going to look at SLV. So here's SLV on the weekly chart. Looks like a breakaway for me. Then you go to the daily, and it's really disconnected. And it filling up the gap that it gapped in gold from the day before, and now it's here, 66, 67 in the overnight. A lot of this has to do with overseas. It has nothing to do with the U.S. markets. The fact that we are pinning it versus paper versus actual physical commodity, there's not enough. The paper demand is well above the physical demand, and the unfortunate part is it's being priced where futures are not being outpricing, or you're not selling the future contract for what the spot price is. You're selling it for less than. Silver's expensive right now. Why is that? Because there's not enough. There's a scarcity tactic involved. So to be at an all-time low this last year, all-time low, or in the intra-year low of $26, and now to be sitting at 71, someone's upside down 3x. 2 to 3x on this. The leverage is going one way. We made the announcement. If you guys didn't see on Twitter, I had posted that there was a rumor going around that there was a bank in the U.S. that was upside down. Upside down on Friday. We are now at Monday, but that they were margin called and that there had to be a liquidity injection into the markets via the Fed. And the overnight repo went ahead and plugged in, I believe, $34 billion. And somebody's saying that these guys are asking for more collateral. Clearinghouse is involved as well. The problem that I have is that if you were really hardcore about margin calls and clearing, then why give them a weekend? Why give them 2 days to fix it? Let's just cut it, tear off the Band-Aid now, because this is inevitable. This is the push out. If this is how it's all working, the minute China comes in, this is 2 days away, guys. For those of you who are not tracking what's going to happen, 2 days away, China's going to restrict refining silver in their country, and everybody needs silver. If you're an EV vehicle maker, you're going to need silver. If you're doing these data centers and you need to have some cooling towers or some really good energy or some solar panels, you're going to need silver. There's a lot of reasons to have silver. There's a lot of reasons not. I mean, there's just not enough reasons not to have it. So Tesla's going to be in trouble. Samsung's going to be in trouble. Apple's going to be in trouble if they can't get this under control. But China is controlling the refinery of it all because they actually refine the most gold and for the cheapest price. So them putting in a new rule in place, they are literally going to make this squeeze happen themselves. Now, the only problem I have with that is if we're believing that silver is short and the whole world is short on silver and it's about to go long and tip over a lot of people's margins, well, I mean, is this going to help out China? Was China short on housing and or short on silver and going long on it? I mean, what were they long on? Are they long on silver and short on housing? I don't know. I don't pretend to know either, the swap theories and all that. I don't. My afternoon was consumed by Jeremy's last video of breaking down nothing hypothetical about hardware, software, and collectibles. And for whatever reason, this kid has no idea about a balance sheet. It blows my mind not understanding SG&A. The fact that he does not understand it, it kills me. Well, the SG&A for hardware versus the SG&A for, it's like there's no such thing. Do you know why there's 3 words in there? Sales, general administrative costs. Like, do you know why it's that way? And why the percentages are increased? It has nothing to do with what your margin is for said products. That's COGS, the cost of goods sold. I don't know what math you're doing. I don't understand it at all. And it blows my mind that people even watch to listen because you're giving out the wrong info. To say they're going to have this much, I mean, you missed quarter 3 by $500 million. It was crazy, the price you put. You picked $1.9 billion for quarter 4 for total sales. I don't think you even know your logic. I just, how big of a truck do you have, or how much do you have to sell online? I'm getting off on what I started with. It's only because I get so frustrated with these guys who come out and don't have a clue about retail. Dude, you can break down anything you want to. You can look at the minute little differences, whatever you want. This is very elementary, extremely elementary for seasonality retail. It's not a 24/7 retail. You don't understand what I mean by that, do you? I hope you do, or maybe you don't. But these numbers here on revenue, very little to do with the product they're selling themselves. More to do with the season that the product is sold in. Why do we know this? We know because this number last year had Black Ops in it. That's how we know. Things like that you need to pay attention to. 53 weeks versus 52 weeks. Things like that. The products themselves and margins, they're there. But you have a gross profit number, and this SG&A number is usually flat with quarter four. I've already told you this part. I don't know why you... Look at this. $5 million spread apart. I don't know what number these kids come from or get, and I don't know how they think it's going to go somewhere it's not. This is how you guys can do all the math in the world. And I'm sad to see it for everyone. If you guys are not watching, here's how it works. Here is your GameStop number. To come out here and tell me that GameStop SG&A at 221 is going to go anywhere north of 230, you don't know math. You don't know math. You don't understand what this really is. With these operating expenses of SG&A, this has a lot to do with payroll. A lot to do with payroll. I would say the bulk of it, the increase in training and staff. That's how it works. What's your biggest number to control? Payroll. Everywhere. How do you control it? Cut hours, watch hours, no overtime, part-time versus full-time. Like change your business hours. Do all of the above that GameStop has done, and then you can do it. But to tell me that it's tied to products and or delivery, what's your SG&A used for online sales? Somebody tell me. How much SG&A do you think it costs to sell all of these damn cards that are on the website? You just can't do it. There's no way to do the math on that, and it makes me sick. That's what I hate. Dude, I hate that, and I hate people messaging me while I'm live. That's the thing I hate them. I think that might be my pet peeve. But, I leave myself accessible to shit. So there you go. And it wasn't Jay this time, so shout out to Jay. Anyway, so GameStop, if you guys are not familiar, I told you guys, I told you yesterday that they sold off 12,000 cards on the website. And as of today, 42,000 just shrank 90%. They sold off an additional a godly number. They're at 4,000 cards, guys. If you're understanding what this means GameStop is going to roll out their power packs. Every year so far, about 2 to 3, 4 times, whatever it may be, they go ahead and get you a number on power packs that they roll out of their overall. They maxed it out for Christmas. Awesome. I went to GameStop today. I was at GameStop today. Walked around. I go in there and I go, hey, man, what's the new product? What do you guys got going on? These guys love me, by the way. They're cool people. I like this store. It's my favorite store I go to. I can go to 4 different ones. I go to this one because it's just a little different. He goes, hey, man, all the books. We're selling more anime books than anything around, more than Funko Pops. He goes, people are buying the books. And I was just like, wow, that's a little product that I didn't really factor in. Anime books? Okay. He's all, don't forget about the clearance. Now, the clearance is the funny one for me. They are selling clearance products. Buy 2, get 2 free. See, everyone in the world would be like, ooh, they're losing. No. I know the truth. I know the truth, Ryan. I know the truth, GameStop. They don't lose. They don't lose because you don't know what they paid for these products. So the fact they're clearing off the shelves after Christmas, they have a month and a week to get this company lean and clean and gutted for this annual report number. And that's exactly what they're doing. So I think they're going to come in huge with power packs. They know that they're going to go ahead and sprinkle on 40,000 power packs. 40,000 at $100 a piece. I'm not good at the math, but that's $4 million additional dollars in sales. I'll take it. In addition to what dollars those bring in to the store, buying, penny sleeves, top loaders, booklets to put them in, everything, whatever else anyone's going to get off of that dollar. It's a driven dollar, but those lost leaders are not lost leaders. What are the margins on the $4 million is even better. So I just want you to know that's what's happening. That's what's going on with GameStop. If you're paying attention to it yourself, China is a surplus, and we are the debtor, from what I can gather. Cool. Cream. Yeah, that's what I said, bro. Whatever. We've been buying all the prices because truly believe in the company, and it's underpriced at all these prices. And when it's actually evaluated correctly or valued correctly, it'll be much, much higher than any of these numbers. Yeah. There's this thing. There's this thing about GameStop that I feel very confident with every day, every night. The more stories I hear about other things, the more confident I feel with my investment. Because no one has given you a reach on GameStop. No one. There's not a personality. There's not a stock bro or a bank that's going to push it out and say, this is what you should be buying. The fact that no one has given it a buy rating, that no one gives it credit and or recognition and or merit for what it stands for dollar-wise, how it holds up against any market, any company. I challenge you to find me a better retail company than GameStop. I'm told this to everybody. I leave it open, guys. I leave the chat open. I leave my DMs open. Show me a better investment. And I'm going to show you a company that's sitting on $9 billion cash. I'm going to show you a company that actually makes over $500 million in profit. I'm going to show you a company that has a market cap of $9.2 billion. Let me say that to you one more time. GameStop has $9.2 billion of market cap as I sit here and talk to you tonight. $9.2 billion when they're sitting on $9.3 billion of cash and Bitcoin. Guys, if GameStop goes down 3 cents, 4 cents a share, they're at $9.1 billion. To be able to buy GameStop for $9.3 billion, $9.2 billion, $9 billion, I'll just ballpark it, $9 billion bucks. They have $9 billion cash. There's not a company in the world you're going to buy cash for cash. There's just not. I'm looking, and if there is a company that you can buy cash for cash, they're not going to be making $500 million. They're not. Those companies, cash for cash, are they trading at 1x, 2x book? GameStop is. GameStop trades at their cash price. There has to be something done. And the only thing you can do is combat it, is educate yourself and buy as much as you can. That's it. And watch it happen. It's going to happen. You know, we have a year till the warrants become, evaporate and extinguish, whatever. We have about 3 months before the world hears how great GameStop is. It's going to happen in about 3 months. I anticipate Ryan Cohen, Larry Chang, Alan Adel moving a market with an announcement and or the 10K doing just that. That's what I anticipate. GameStop went from $10 a share, guys, $10 a share, all the way to $80, okay, on $6 million of profit. I don't know if you guys remember that. GameStop was a net negative position. They didn't make any money. They posted a $6 million profit for the year. The whole year. $6 million. The stock went from 10 to 70. 10 to 80. That's what happened. They just posted right now on the first 3 months, or I'm so sorry, the first 3 quarters of the year, they're at $290 million of profit. 6 million, 290 now. They have a trailing 12 of $421 million. Wait till it goes again. I mean, this is magnificent. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited GameStop is going to launch this right now. They're going to pounce. They're going to execute. They're going to do everything right with these power packs and these PSA graded cards. And the website power packs, I'm sure it's still going. I'm sure it's still active. I'm sure people are still getting in there. Me, not so much. I tried it out. I enjoyed it. I had it. I got you. It's great for some people. For me, I'm okay. I enjoy buying the stock, and I'm chilling right now. I actually only bought $8 today, my position. I bought 801. It was I was paying homage to the Battle of 801. I do that every now and then. Right here, boom. So there is my position. My position is at 2,463 shares, and cost average $23.65. Bought $58,265. I want to hit 60,000 by the new year. I mean, I could buy another 1,700. I could do it, but I'm just not right now. I'm just chilling. There's some things I have going on. I'm going out of town, and I don't like to leverage myself too much. I like to take it slow, pace myself. But yes, my current position is valued over $50,000 in GameStop. So I have that number going up. It's just how I see. That's how I see it. I understand it, and I believe in GameStop that much. So that's my position. Update on the book was we sold almost 100 copies. I think I netted, what did it say on the screen, like $400? Yeah. So we're at 94 copies of the book. No one has the official copy yet. Not even myself. I have the transcript. I have the Word doc that I had to do my damn self, these people. But no one actually has the whole thing. You'll know something like this. Okay. There's no error there on the side. This was the original. This was the first copy that we took this template and rewrote the whole thing. I wish people knew how it worked, but I don't have to prove myself to the naysayers on the internet. I just want to thank everyone who's given me a review on the book and they haven't read it. Appreciate you guys. The book's for sale. You guys know where to get it. I don't care. It's fine. You'll get to it eventually. We'll shop it out. We'll talk it out in real time. Just not right now. Not today. There's other things going on in this world. Holy shit, man. Everyone's distracted by Minnesota. Everyone's distracted by silver. And I wouldn't even say distracted by silver because I really think silver is a problem. After reading about it and learning about it, I'm like, wow, this is not cool. This is going to hurt really bad for some people. But not for us. I just think that if you really know what's happening with GameStop, then you're not going to worry about headlines that come out and people getting, margin called. Those banks crumble, great. We'll see how it ends up on the other side. I think it's UBS. I think that's the bank. And so I'm happy for it. Keith and Dr. Burry will both be posting new YOLO updates and long-term investment thesis soon on live videos or in writings. Watch. I think Dr. Burry will. I don't know if Keith is even going to say anything. Keith can ride off into the sunset. It's just not worth it for him. It's just not. That's the only true reason many people are in negative currently is it a criminal price suppression at the moment. Oh, yeah, man. GameStop back at 6K Pokemon cards? No, 4K. 4K. Cash for cash. Utterly ridiculous. Yep. GameStop is the most undervalued and overshorted stock in the world market. I believe so. We'll look at some TA today. You've been long enough to know that their customer base, there won't be any mistakes with their current game plan. No, he'll be back, I'm sure. CCP. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Carter's Corner Pocket, though. Shout out to him. But let's go ahead and get to the good stuff here. You guys saw my position. We did that. All right. Here is the TA of it all. Oh, man. Here's the markets, guys. I know some people are paying attention to this IGME thing. Announcing they're doing a dividend. And they're up 11% in the after hours. Yeah, after hours up 11%. We'll see. I don't know how it all looks. It doesn't look like this right now. It's already up to 26 on someone else's chart. They're paying out a dividend? I have no idea. IGME. I guess it's supposed to be like GameStop. But let's go look at GameStop. This is what I like. $20.58, $20.52. Like, does that look natural to you? Just straight push down, come out, open live, push down, come out, push down. I mean, that looks real natural. It looks painful, dude. Like, that is them just bleeding you dry all day long. So shout out to you guys who are going to wake up in the morning and buy the shit out of this thing. There's going to be a point where GameStop just ricochets off the floor. Right now, I have that point being right here. I drew this a while ago. I'm still sticking true to it. I haven't come off of it. I'm not going to come off of it. This is the daily. This is the weekly. It actually stems from the weekly right there. So GameStop on the weekly will eventually break out and go retest this 34.96. That's the top that I have. So we'll retest that, go sideways, and I'll see you in 2 years when we're out of this zone and we're off to Never Never Land. It's not far to Never Never Land. I think GameStop can do it. I think it can go way up, and it could start breaking into the 2s, 3s, and 4s. Because by that time, it'll be $1 billion of profit a year, and you got to give it some type of value, right? I mean, just what do you guys want to do? You guys want to keep trying to hold it down? Looking over at the other stocks in the world, some people know about the announcements that were made. I was told the HYMC is an investment. That's the one everyone wants to make. I should be trying to buy this damn thing and get in it. No, not for me. It's a 10-to-1 reverse stock split, so I'm good on that. I remember they're pumping out BBBY, the new one. Why? Because that's what Overstock is. Looked terrible. Push down, breakout, pop up when it got to 1265. That was the pump right here. Pump and then dump all the way down to $5. So everyone's lost every single dollar of their investments over here. And I'm not shy about it. I've told you guys, I don't even know for how many years. But Bitcoin, 87,000 for it to be so low. We need it to go up this next month of January. But from what I know what GameStop's doing, GameStop is not taking the reported number and putting it as that. They put fair value for this. So I don't know if they're doing an average for the year or an average for the quarter. And I don't know what they're doing. But whatever they're doing, Bitcoin's doing worse this quarter. This is November, all the way through December, and now you're somewhere in here. So if they can get back up to the yellow line, they might find some value. But it's all about reporting. I'm not really caring about it too much, considering all the money GameStop's going to make this quarter. Silver's down, like I said, $66. This is silver. Went all the way up to 71, came back down. But this is in the U.S. This is a U.S. ETF off of paper. The actual commodity itself, if you were listening to reports out of Singapore, it is selling for $100 to $120 an ounce, physical spot. That tells you just how scarce silver is at the moment. You might be in the biggest silver squeeze of your life, but Silver Surfer's one thing. Those silver stackers are really thinking about God's money right now, saying it's the best investment. Carvana going up to 485. Retracting back down. It does not look like it's going to hold this up, but S&P 500 announcements will do that to you. And now what are you doing? Now you're just overvalued at 100 PE ratio. Got you. Palantir, no different. Top, double top. Looks like a head and shoulders. We'll find out if it falls off this other side. And if it does fall down, it'll get caught right over here at the 149 range. So we'll see how Palantir gets caught. And maybe it gets picked up off the floor. Warrants are up and down. What I tell you about warrants, guys, I try to warn some of you guys. You guys don't listen. But warrants is very volatile environment. Can it go all the way to the sky? Let's give GameStop about 6 more months and let's see where we end up on that. Netflix was getting bodied. How in the hell from 134 all the way down to 94? Not looking good for Netflix on the daily. I'll stay out of it. Hey, Costco, how you done, bro? I made $100 a share off of you. And what do I mean by that? $100 past this price right here. Fell all the way down to the bottom. I could tell you that I saw it coming, but yeah, don't worry. It's not looking good for these guys. They're hanging out in a death cross right now. Death cross on the daily. If they can't hold this support line that we drew a little while ago, if they can't hold this line and they fall down, they don't get caught for a while. I mean, you got to go all the way out to the weekly and to see it get caught way down here at around 704. So looking unhealthy if it loses that level of support right there. Looks like it's the London Bridge about to fall down. Gotcha. SPY's there. IWM's there. GME. My dogs must be outside because I can hear them through my window. Meta's there. Meta's holding the 50-day moving average. Let's see. Nope. Fighting it. Death cross just happened on Meta. Not looking good. Google's ridiculous, bro. God, Google's ridiculous. Okay. I'll leave Google alone. I don't even want to fight you, bro. You guys are good people. Amazon, not good. Battling with the 50-day. But you know how I feel about Amy. Look at that. Hanging on to the 50-day. Keep hanging on, Apple. And your boys, NVIDIA. NVIDIA, pinning, fighting, 50-day. We'll see how it works out. And we'll see if they can actually stretch this out a little longer with their mark-to-market accounting. Okay, so that's the gist of the market overall sentiment. I get to look at you guys and talk to the chat tonight. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Discord if I hadn't already. I apologize. If you guys want to come in and talk to me, ask me any questions, the mic is open. I know that we've been getting a couple of clowns in here lately, but it's okay. I'll answer your question in a minute there, Raj. I will. Click the link. Tell me what you think. Boom. There you go. So it's there in the chat. If you click it on YouTube, click on the Discord, come right in. We'll talk it out. If you have any questions, I've got answers. All right. So, utter ridiculous. Yes, it was. Tomorrow's the dividend issue date for the IGME. Yes, I heard. You know, they always will try to copy your name on GameStop. I see it all the time. On the daily, then the rocket. Sure. When will Ryan Cohen send us more warrants? I don't know. I don't know if he wants to. I don't know if he has to. Right now, there are people exercising warrants well outside of their window. The strike price is $32, and GameStop has exercised 4,488 or 4,422 shares already. So that's pretty good for whoever did that. Those guys are good people. I'm a big fan. Thank you. GME Power Ranger says, can't wait to get your book in the mail last Christmas. Late Christmas, that what it says? But one of the most important presents left to catch Marantz live anytime. Much love, brother. Cheers to you and your Team 51. GME on sale. Love it. Yeah, man. Big deal. Big deal for us all. For the ones that know the value and see $20 a share, and you have the option or the opportunity to average down, don't feel the pressure of trying to scramble and get as much as you can at 20. I had this conversation with a buddy of mine a year ago, and right around now, the price was doing whatever it was doing, and I said, hey, man. He was like, oh, man, it's just so good. I was like, it'll be there tomorrow. Like, that's how it's been for us for the last 5 years. So there's no need to strip yourself down and get in there and get leveraged. For a lot of us that are invested with GameStop, we don't care where the price goes. We just buy it. So, yeah, when it was 10, 15, 12, do I wish I would have bought more? I can't do that. I can't do the shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know? Some of you guys live like that. Some of you guys live in that. Man, if I only would have asked her out, bro, she wouldn't be with Bucky. She'd be with me. Yeah, no, Bucky got drunk and asked her out and went dancing and went and do the boot scoot and boogie, and next thing you know, they were having babies. Here I am, wearing a top hat with a tie, calling myself Dick Tracy. You know who you are. Oh, God, it's so gross. I don't understand how people made videos, edits, and clips already about my show. This show right here. Literally cut up this whole episode, my last episode, and took all the bits and pieces, posted it everywhere, talked about the book, all this stuff. And I'm talking about Trove, because, Trove made this little art piece. But people, I didn't even care. They're like, there was an error in the art piece. I'm like, so? Get the book. There's not an error there. How do you know? Yeah. What's your thoughts on the massive call options on January 16th? I think it happens every year, so that's not surprising. There are calendar quarters where options are already open, and there's the annual options chain open. As it goes on, week to week, month to month, options chains open up. It's not anything new. Once you learn about it, you go, oh, okay, cool. So those are the big ones. That's not a massive call options on the 16th. It's just normal. It's normal calls. There's no such thing as massive. You guys don't see how big this thing is? It's bigger than this. It's bigger than a couple of call contracts. That was my point to that. Okay. All right, cool. I know I had in the Discord, I was reading some of the headlines you guys put out, and I pay attention to Jay's headlines more than anybody's. But I remember I told you guys last week or 2 weeks ago, there was this female on Twitter. Her name was Ann Vanderstreet, and she was investigating MMTLP. And I told her, because she was getting her info from PP Seeds and Michael and everyone else, maybe even Houston Wade, who knows? I told her she's getting the information from the wrong people. Do you think she listened? No. She's absolutely ignorant. To give you an idea of her post and what she wrote, to Devin Nunes, by the way, GameStop exposed the fraud. AMC confirmed it. And MMTLP proved regulators choose to halt the law instead of enforce it, making this a continuing criminal conspiracy, not a closed chapter. Thanks, lady. Lost all credibility the minute you named AMC and MMTLP. I'm just telling you, if it's not GameStop, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. They halted the market for 9 securities in the middle of the day, middle of the afternoon. And you want to talk to me about AMC and MMTLP? No. GameStop was going to shatter the world, and they knew it. And it wasn't that it was going to bust the economy and or there was going to be, something happen to markets that can't be fixed. Nothing like that. No, it was just some billionaires on private equity side that went ahead and called it a day. They said, hey man, stop that shit. Pause it down. And then they whipped out the narratives. All right, it's King Griffin. Hey, it's this, it's that. Hey, it's Mark. It's not that. That's all smoke and mirrors. Why are all these stocks that got halted have the same thing in common? Why do they all have private equity on their boards? That's just how they do it. They were manipulating those positions. And the guarantee short was not going to win. That was the problem. Cool Kids Charles says, what's up, Marantz? Grabbing your book this Friday on payday. We got to flood that book review page with real reviews from real readers. Wow, cool. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. I really do. Saying, if only I did so, and so, is not good. Well, in retrospect, right? Like a Monday morning quarterbacking or damn, she's the one who got away. What? No. You guys ever meet an ex-girlfriend or an ex-wife and they've moved on with their life? And so have you, obviously. I think you see them and somebody from the outside looking in will go, bro, that could have been you, bro. That could have been your kid. That man, you guys were supposed to get married, man. That would have worked out perfect. You ever had that happen to you? The minute you say that, that's the same time where you're forgetting that you already have a family, you have children, you have, they have children, they have an outcome. You want to get rid of all those real things, all those man-made things. The people say, God didn't make man, man made God. They say things like that where they're backwards in life. And so this shoulda, coulda, woulda mentality comes into play in investing, and it holds the same truth. Like, for people to say, oh, man, I wish I wouldn't have bought in until now because look at the price. It's way down here. It's at $19. Well, the reason why it's at $19 is because you continue to hold. Everyone else continues to hold and or buy more. Like, those opportunities afforded to other people are a blessing. That's just the way life is. We all can't be kings and queens. We can't. We got to find our way. Find what's your motivating factors. What are your drives? How many bosses you got at work? Hopefully, there's some people that just want to come to work and not be the boss. Okay, good. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. Bad analogy there, I guess. Insensitive analogy. But when it comes to GameStop and investing, a lot of people have this mentality, this gotcha mentality, this oh, chucks, man, I shouldn't have bought it or I should have waited. Everybody does this. You see these guys? Man, you could have bought this, you could have bought that, you could have did it. Yeah, and if you would have bought those things, you wouldn't have the GameStop position you have today because you wouldn't have the knowledge, the conviction, the information, none of that you're dealing with right now. This is why you're numb to price action. This is why you're numb to manipulation in markets. You don't care. A lot of people don't care. If they're in GameStop, they're like, man, I've grown accustomed to this. This has been the way it's been for 5 years. Marantz, you've been saying the same thing for 5 years. Think about that. I've been waking up every day, GameStop on my mind, saying, okay, here we go. Here we go. Is today the day? No? Okay, cool. More from me. I do that every day, bros. And then I also do this. I look at my people and I'll say something like, man, one day, bro. It's like having a winning lottery ticket in your pocket and you don't know when you're going to cash it in. You're just like, one day, bro. And my position's gotten bigger, right? Like I remember when I only had 12,000 in it or 18,000. I didn't start showing my position to anybody till I had like 18, 19,000. And at that point, it wasn't that I was embarrassed or anything like that. That's not how my mind works. I respect money. That was enough money to me to mean something. But at the time I said, well, that's 1/4 of my net worth. They don't know how I'm doing my math and my net worth. They don't know that I'm sectioning off dollars for the wife, for the kids, for the cars. This is all I have left after everything else is done. Well, guess what? Come full circle, 3 years later, my account had a net worth of $3,000, 3,500 3 years ago. That same account I show you today. This one. Watch this. And I won't show it there. Let's go here. So this account right here. This is a mentality you have to have. We noticed your score has changed over the past year on retirement. Oh, I had no idea. From 1 year ago to now, 74, the current score, it keeps going up. Good job. So my 3-year window here, view performance, I'm green on the last 3 years. I think it said something like 5% right there. So 5%, I'm up 5% on the last 3 years. Plus 46,000 versus the 50,000. This is an increase of 870%. Net deposits of 48,000 in 3 years. For me to be able to put away that type of money, that's enough to buy another house. Now, compared to S&P, I'm getting my ass kicked. That's it. Oh, man, you're losing. And I'm losing till I'm winning. That's my mentality. My mentality is that if I could come in and I can go to this chart and I can look at it, and way over here I had $3,000, 3,700. I want to say I had 3,500 at some point in the beginning of the year in January. But let's just go right there. $3,600 is now 50,000 3 years later. Yeah. Just keep plugging away to what you do, your program. My cost average came down, and I managed to keep going. And all these days, guys, I'm telling you right now, all of these days, I have over 1,200 buy orders in the last 5 years. Over 1,200 buy orders. I am just buying $10, $10, $20, $10, $20, $10, $20. Now, right here in this spike, I went from $7,000, $6,000. Okay, look at this. I went from 6,900 all the way, and this was actually at like 46,000 that day, but it went all the way up. And I could have just took the money, took a good 40 grand off the table, bought back in down here at the bottom like they want you to, and I would have doubled my position. And what would I do? What would I do? It ran. I didn't sell. I don't sell. I just keep buying. I buy. The stock has inverted. The chart does not look, this does not look like the stock chart, right? I'll show you something about GameStop that you should learn about yourself. GameStop on the weekly, I used to look like GameStop. That chart right there is the equivalent of this chart right here. The 2 pumps right here, these 2 pumps going sideways, but this is the disconnect. As the stock price goes down, goes sideways and down, I poured in everything I wanted to pour in, and instead of it going down, it started going up. I raised my level, and as I raised my level, I know exactly what's coming my way. At that point of raising my level up to this height, I now know what's going to come my way. That when the stock price gets to $30, I'm sitting somewhere really pretty. I'm at $75,000, $80,000. When it gets to $100 a share, and it will, I'm going to be at $240,000, $250,000, $250,000. And I was at 3,000 a couple of years ago. So I'm excited about the movement. I'm excited about the way I invest and why I invest, but it's only because this channel and this group of people, these investors, really helped me out learning my investment. Just like you, probably you guys learned something from me. I don't know, but I learned a lot from you guys. All right, back to the story, back to you guys really quick. You wouldn't be able to handle a run? Me? Say, if only I did this. Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean, when bad things happen in life. Oh, sure. Buying GameStop now is like buying Microsoft in the 80s or Amazon in the 90s. Hold for decades. Man, let me tell you easy. I don't think you have to hold that long. I think the manipulation is going to make it rip. And there's blatant manipulation on this market in this stock. Blatant. It makes zero sense from a fundamental investment view. All right. I gave you guys a quick little update about the market. It doesn't really matter. I showed you about GameStop selling anime books. I told you about GameStop doing the PSA graded cards and stripping the website right now. Now they're back down to 4,000 cards. That means they used that inventory. They bought it all, and now they're going to go make some money off of it and some really good margins. So, however they want to sell those power packs, cool. They're going to get margins for them. There's going to be a lot that they're going to do, but I anticipate 40,000 power packs. So if it's going to be 40,000 power packs distributed by about 2,000 stores, you're looking at around 20 power packs a store on average. If it's going to be 3,000 stores, well, then a little bit more, maybe 2,500 stores. I don't even know. There's like 2,300 at the time. So maybe 2,000 U.S. stores that they're going to separate them out. But they're going to sell them. There's no doubt. Okay. Like the stream, bro. I didn't tell you this one thing. Win Moon? Tomorrow. It's always tomorrow. I just finished watching The Big Short tonight. Good movie. Yeah, Tyler, it's a good movie. I think you'd get a lot out of your investment if you... So The Big Short's a good movie for mindset. Like when the whole world is betting against you and you're betting on something that's never happened before. Maybe that's GameStop. Well, maybe that's what it takes. But you got to have the will. You got to have the mindset. You got to have that conviction. The couple of other movies that I watched that like really get me going, that you understand corruption and all that stuff. You spent $1,000 at GameStop this week. Good job, Ray. The parts that you'll understand are going to be like Guardians at the Gate, the Barbarians at the Gate. The Barbarians at the Gate is about RJ Nabisco and their deal. I think you should watch it. You'll learn some stuff. You'll also learn from The Smartest Man in the Room. That's a good movie. And you should listen to Peter Lynch. You should absolutely listen to Peter Lynch about investing and the way he invests. I see a lot of similarities in what he says to what GameStop is, and how he says how you should treat turnarounds and the actual profit side of turnarounds, what they could be, considering everyone's bet against it. Usually that's ideal for turnarounds. Everyone doesn't believe in it, but if they do turn it around, it can be massive. And that's what Kmart was back in the 60s and 70s, and that's what GameStop is today. It's massive. So I'm just a big fan. And thank you guys. Wake up every day doing this stuff with you guys. Just want you to know I'm going to do it again tomorrow. If you guys need me, you know where to find me. GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. If you guys need anything, hit me on the hip. Do my thing. Hey, for all you young cats that don't know what that means, hit me on the hip. That means if I had a beeper, you're going to page me. And then I'm going to see the number. And then I'm going to decide if I want to call you or not. And that's what hit me on the hip means. All right. Enjoy. I'll see you around. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'll see you around. Millionaires. Peace.
DJ Nori.
There she is.
You ain't, don't tell him, you ain't gotta tell him, don't